Hey everybody, welcome to another anticipated episode of Real Talk with Jess. So happy that you're here joining me, and let's get into it. So in my last short that I shot, I did tease that I will be talking about the day that I lost 100 pounds. Someone that I never thought would knock on my door came to my house, and that was Chris Powell.
All right, there's Jess's house right here. This is gonna be so much fun. All right, here we go. Oh my God! Look at you! Come here.
Oh my God, in the flesh! Yeah, Chris Powell from Extreme Weight Loss knocked on my door. And so today we're gonna get into that story. So let's get into it.
We got some catching up to do. Can you talk?
Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
it.
Hello, my friend. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
An
James
honor,
Alexander. Nice to meet you.
absolute honor. You've got an incredible wife. She's been
A little
awesome.
emotional for me. I didn't think that was
Oh my God.
Hold on. There's got to be some stories behind this.
Yeah, I've done my first 2 5Ks ever in the last few months.
Love it.
This is a turkey trot I did around Thanksgiving, and this is the running out of time 5K that I dedicated to my dad because he passed away from a rare bile duct cancer.
Well, and best way to honor him also is living the life that he wanted for you.
Yes, he never got to do that. And I have my big pants there.
Wow.
So this is one of them.
So cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's truly amazing. I have struggled with my weight since I was 5 years old, and I never thought I would ever be here. This has been a lifetime coming for me, a lifetime.
So I guess I should probably start back how this all started. So I had been struggling with my weight for a very long time, yo-yo dieting all my life pretty much. Just in case you're new here, I have struggled with obesity since I was 5 years old. And a big part of it is my genetics. It runs on my dad's side, and they were all bigger, and we are from a Mediterranean culture, so everything was very carb heavy. And so all my life I pretty much tried every diet, every workout, and most of it was always extreme, so it was never sustainable. Going back to 2024, I always followed Chris Powell because I loved him so much on Extreme Weight Loss, and I always had hoped that one day, that would be me, and I'd get to be coached by him. And so one day I got an email in 2024 that he was going to start helping people again. And it talked about how it was going to be a challenge, basically, and it was called the Carb Cycling Challenge. And basically it was signed up, and you were with this group of people that also were in the challenge, and you would have these weekly Zooms with Chris Powell himself, basically teaching you lessons, and exactly what to do. So basically it was like, some days were high carb days and some days were low carb days, and all while staying within the calorie deficit that the calculation was calculated for you. So, and you'd have these weekly Zooms with him, you know, in the group, and you get coached by him, and he was just so real, and he was always so genuine, and he really is like he is on camera. Like, it's all real. He really just wants to help people, and that's really his passion. And the lessons were so much more than just eat this, or, you know, do this workout. Like, most of the lessons were actually mindset lessons, and how to change your mind and how to change your thinking. And it was just, you know, an unbelievable experience. Like, we also had weekly meal preps with him, where he would, you know, get on the Zoom and meal prep. And if we wanted to, we would meal prep alongside with him. So he would, in advance, give us the menu of what he was going to be meal prepping, and we would cook along with him. And that was just the coolest thing ever. So, and by the end, he had done so many recipes that he came out with an online cookbook. And it's just so many recipes. It's like you can't get bored. Everything was so, like, the food was so delicious. And it was all about just making little tweaks. And, you know, like, he would replicate fast food meals to where you wouldn't miss the other stuff. And it was just delicious. So yeah, basically it was the carb cycling challenge. And then whoever wanted to continue on, beyond that, they started what was called the collective, which basically it was still the same support, and you had the community. It was like, you know, basically a Facebook type of thing, but I believe it was, if I'm remembering correctly, it was on Circle, where you would connect with all the other members, and there's just so much support. And those weekly Zooms continued, the lessons continued, and then as of recently, the collective had turned into Transform Nation, and I believe they blended with a company called Thrive. And so when they started Transform Nation and merged with Thrive, that's when they asked everybody, you know, no matter where you were on your weight loss journey, beginning, middle, and you know, or shall I say maintenance, because it's never ending, right? So that's when they asked people, do you want the opportunity to be documented? Do you want your story to be documented? And, you know, if you were comfortable with it, that's your choice. And if not, that's okay. But I took some time to think about it, because I am naturally introverted and a little shy. So I hesitated a little bit, but I really wanted to help someone else that might, you know, have been in my position before the 100 pounds that I had lost, and maybe had been struggling. So I really used that as my fuel to want to be able to document what I've done so far. And so that's pretty much how it all came about. Oh, and before I forget, when it was still the collective, they had a shirt made for us, and if we were interested in ordering, and the logo is basically a phoenix, because it symbolizes transformation. And we were all there to transform our lives in more than one way, right? Mindset, physical health, nutrition, strength, cardio, movement in general. And I mean, it was just so, we were targeting so many pillars. You know, gratitude, I mean, sleep, like you name it, we were talking about it. So yeah, like that's basically how it all began. And before I knew it, I was contacted by by Chris Powell's right-hand woman, Rachel Paul. And if you remember Extreme Weight Loss, she was one of the contestants on there. And she's just amazing as well. They're a really great duo together, actually. It's it's an amazing experience. They're just really wonderful people, and they, you know, Rachel wants to pay it forward as well. So I was contacted by her, and they set it up as a surprise because, you know, Chris Powell, how he loves his surprises. And she told me that they were going to be in my area scouting for the show. She said, "Are you going to be around on this date in February?" And I said yes. And she just said that she would be by with a photographer to ask me a couple questions, and get a little bit of my story. But nowhere did they say Chris Powell was showing up. So so let's see, I'm trying to remember here. So a week and a half prior to the date that they had set for them to come to my house and do this, I started coughing pretty intensely. Now, mind you, I have a little boy that is in preschool, so everything he gets, I get, right? I went to the doctor, and they diagnosed me with pneumonia. Yes, just in time. So I was really hoping that it would be over, that I would be cleared by then, but I was still coughing pretty intensely. And I was unfortunately thinking about canceling it because I could not even I couldn't figure out how I was going to have Rachel and her camera guy in my house and answer questions. It was just such intense coughing, and I was just so tired and exhausted from the coughing. And I was in pain from coughing, like physical pain in my back and my ribs. So, I had a discussion with Rachel, and, you know, she basically told me that, is there like any way that it'll just be a really chill thing, and I think it'll be really good for you. And they were basically just really interested in seeing me and coming to my house and seeing what I had to say. So I spoke to my husband, and he encouraged me, and I decided to move forward, and I pushed through. Little did I know that Chris Powell was going to be coming with them, right? So the morning of, we were scheduled to meet at 9 a.m. at my house. I get a knock on my door at 9 a.m. from Rachel Paul. And she comes in, she's talking to me. And literally, I want to say maybe 30 seconds later, not even, I get another knock on my door. Yeah, you guessed it. It was Chris Powell. What? Yeah. I was just as surprised as you are. And mind you, that exact day, I hit 100 pounds to the T, okay? So really, I really think this was all like just meant to be. And it was a long time coming for me. You know, it was just an unbelievable experience to have him in my home, to have him meet my husband. It was just surreal. Basically, it was not just, asking me questions. And it was a direct visit just for me to shoot an episode for Transformation, which is filmed for YouTube. So you guessed it, I will be linking the episode for you. That's on Chris Powell's YouTube channel. It was an unbelievable experience, to say the least. I'm so honored. I feel so blessed. And I was motivated then, and even after that whole experience, that it lit even more of a bigger fire beneath me to just keep pushing forward. So, Chris Powell taught me so many lessons, consistency over intensity. He taught me to give up that all or nothing perfectionist thinking. 5 minutes is better than no minutes of movement. If you feel like you had something to eat that you really didn't want to eat, don't ruin the whole day. Just choose the next best choice. Do the next best thing, right? It's all in our minds. It all starts with our minds and the way we think. And once you start elevating your thoughts, you can propel your life forward. And, it's just, it really is just, it was such an honor. It was such an honor to be visited by Chris Powell, to be chosen. For once in my life, I felt chosen and I felt seen, and I've never been in that position, and I'm so blessed, that Rachel Paul made it all happen. She's his right-hand lady. So, and the camera guy, he was so nice as well. He was really nice, professional, and really captured my story very, very well on camera. That was actually one of my biggest reasons, even before I got the pneumonia, I was, should I do this? I was a little reluctant. I was always really worried if my story would translate on camera the way I wanted it to. I wanted it to be, natural and genuine, right? And he really did capture me in who I am, and in the most best way, right? So, I'm just I don't even have any words. Chris Powell was sitting on my couch, and he, we were shooting this show, and here I thought I was just going to be asked questions by Rachel Paul, and we shot the show, and there were challenges involved, and I had to do physical activity, yes, with the pneumonia, yes, and I was really hesitant to do that at first, but I knew that I had to give it my all, because that's who I am, and I committed. So once you commit, you do the thing, right? And I'm not going to say it wasn't difficult, because it was, but I pushed through, and I honestly, I can't believe that I made it happen. And it showed me that whole experience of him being here, pushing through that discomfort, right, of being introverted, right, and being reluctant to even when I thought it was just going to be Rachel, I was reluctant, right? because do I have anything, you know, of value to say? Do people want to hear what I have to say? Do people want to hear my story? Is this even worth putting myself in that uncomfortable position of putting my introverted self out there? But then, you know, to also show my strength in those challenges, that I accomplished those challenges. And with a pneumonia, it really just showed me like how far I have truly come, you know, physically, emotionally, mentally. Like my mindset has shifted, and I now can push myself through the uncomfortable, right? Like my natural self wanted to talk myself out of it, but I didn't let it. You know, there was the other voice that was saying, just do it, just push through it. So yeah, I mean, we shot the episode, and again, it's such a blessing. And my husband was there supporting me. And afterward, you know, we went into my dining room, actually where we're sitting right now. And we were just talking, and Chris Powell went into my refrigerator and made some lunch for himself. That's right, from some food that I had meal prepped on his Zoom. And we sat at our dining room table, ate, and my lovely husband made everybody espressos. So it was a really just unbelievable experience. And I mean, Chris Powell, he is really genuine, and he is exactly like he is on camera. There's no facade there. And Rachel Paul, she's just such an unbelievable human being, such a warrior, and she's been through so much with her own, you know, weight loss journey, but she has persevered. So resilience, and you know, I think everybody in, you know, transformation possesses resilience, and I have learned that I am resilient. And yeah, so, you know, once upon a time, I thought no one wanted to hear what I had to say. I mean, who wants to hear what a fat girl has to say, right? That's what I used to tell myself. And now, you know, I'm over 100 pounds down, present day, and I have a lot to say, and I have a lot to share, and I'm not done yet with my weight loss journey. I have more to go. You know, I'm thinking at least another 55 to 60 pounds to get to my ultimate goal. And then it's all about maintenance, and it'll never end, and it's a lifelong thing, right? But I know I can do this because I've gotten this far. And yeah, so there you have it. That's pretty much the story of me meeting Chris Powell and him knocking on my door. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, please comment below. And I will be linking the episode of Transformation down below as well. And if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. It's actually really it's a good one. It's a good one. You get to really learn more about me. So and hopefully it'll be motivating to you, and know that if you're struggling as well, that you can do it. You can push through anything, and you know, there's always a rainbow behind a dark day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this special episode of Real Talk with Jess, and I'll see you next time.
I'm so happy for her. Not just for winning the cards, but how far she's come in her life. Journey continues, my friend. So I'll see you online. I'll see your amazing face as it continues to transform, and how she has more excitement and more enthusiasm for this journey than ever before. And she's got her husband and she's got her son behind her. I'm excited for Jessica's future. All right. See you.